to be remembered as one of the greats. I try and be peaceful sometimes, you know, sometimes I say some shit and that, get myself in trouble and all, but
Welcome back to the Striker's Corner, the only channel that performs a full, unbiased autopsy on the biggest names in combat sports. Today we're asking the question that has hung over the UFC like a misplaced Proper 12 bottle cap. Is Conor McGregor really coming back? And if he does, the even spicier question, will he be relevant? Or is this just a $100 million man checking in on his old part-time job? Let's get the harsh truths out of the way. When Conor last stepped into the cage in July of 2021, he unfortunately snapped his tibia against Dustin Poirier. That was over 4 years ago. As of today, December 2025. In MMA terms, 4 years is a lifetime. You can start and finish a decent college degree in that time and still be less educated than a new UFC fan trying to explain the scoring criteria. In his last 4 UFC fights dating back to 2018, Conor is 1-3. That's one win against Cowboy Cerrone in 40 seconds, a fight that respectively felt like a retirement gift. So the fact shows his championship level momentum hasn't been there for quite a while. He's gone from fighting for 2 belts to fighting for a return date, which seems to be the hardest opponent he's ever faced. We've seen scheduled returns canceled, most recently his highly anticipated fight with Michael Chandler this past year, which was scrapped after he broke a toe. The man survives a broken leg only to be defeated by a rogue piece of footwear. You couldn't make this stuff up. Now the road back for Conor is less notorious and more notorious because he's currently sitting out due to an 18-month suspension. The most famous fighter in the world got an 18-month ban, but not for throwing a dolly at a bus this time. This was an anti-doping suspension for whereabouts failures, meaning he missed 3 drug tests in a 12-month period, which is a big no-no in the USADA era UFC. His ban, which was backdated to September of 2024, is scheduled to end in March of 2026. However, even Dana White has been quoted saying McGregor's return is beyond his sight, and others have thrown around a late 2026 for a comeback. Speaking of comebacks, Conor's coach John Kavanagh, he said they are 100% in and training for a fight on the rumored UFC White House card in June of 2026. I'm not sure what's more absurd, fighting at the White House or the fact that Michael Chandler is still holding his breath for this matchup. He also recently had a sexual assault lawsuit dropped in Miami, though he was found civilly liable in a separate sexual assault case in Dublin last year. All this swirling around a man who was also reportedly planning to run for president, and then he backed out. A fighter, a whiskey salesman, a fashion icon, and a politician. The man has more careers than Nate Diaz has middle fingers. The question is his focus on fighting a priority or just another side hustle? And so if he does make the walk back to the Octagon, will it be relevant? This is where things get interesting, and the answer is simple. A glorious freaking yes. Here's the Striker's Corner guarantee. Conor McGregor is always relevant. Even when he's completely irrelevant in the rankings, he is the undisputed reigning and defending pay-per-view king. His last fight sold a reported 1.8 million pay-per-view buys. That's more than the entire population of some small countries, and most of them weren't even injured. He holds all-time UFC pay-per-view record, and his boxing match with Floyd Mayweather generated the second highest pay-per-view sales in combat sports history. The current top fighters are absolute monsters. The sport has evolved. Can a 37-year-old Conor with a broken leg history, a string of legal and personal issues, and a successful whiskey empire to distract him beat a prime hungry champion? Probably not. But does it matter? He will still sell more tickets, more t-shirts than the rest of the roster combined. His press conferences are better than half the main events the UFC puts on. Conor McGregor's return is less a sports story and more a global event. He might not be the featherweight or lightweight champion again, but he is and always will be the king of the money fight. And for the UFC, the only relevance that truly matters is how high the dollar sign goes. I'm the Striker's Corner. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you've made it this far. Until next time, peace, y'all.